set of candidates who will be up tonight is for the Georgia House of Representatives, District 17, will Representative Howard Maxwell and Mr. David Bond please come to the stage. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll go over the rules again. As you probably heard before, we'll be asking each of you to make a 2-minute opening introduction statement, and then we have 2 questions that you will pull from the hat that you have not seen before. We'll ask them and have an opportunity to rebut, and then a 1-minute closing comment. Again, before the meeting got started, they drew out of a hat, and Representative Maxwell will be the first to go. He'll make the first opening statement. He'll also be the one at the final. We'll flip it with Mr. Bond and making the first closing statement. So, Representative Maxwell, you have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Thank you, Terry. Thanks for putting this on tonight. My name is Howard Maxwell. I've been in Paulding County since 1958. We moved back here. My dad got a job at the Dallas Elementary School as a janitor. I went to work in the 3rd grade, 10-year-old. I had a section of that school I had to clean every afternoon. I've been working the rest of my life. Met my wife in Paulding County, graduated from Paulding County High School in 1967. Met my wife, married in 1969. The only thing we had when we got started was she had a 63 Ford Fairlane. I think I had a 63 Mercury Comet. And they were both had to be paid for at that time. Lord blessed us down through the years. I hitchhiked home, got married in June of '69. The Army got engaged March the 1st, drafted March the 15th. Hitchhiked home, got married, got to Vietnam in September. First letter was Dear Daddy. She was expected. Got back to Vietnam with a 6-month-old child. Used my PA benefits, finished college. Worked along there, got some good jobs. The Lord's blessed us. Got 2 fine kids, got grandkids in Paulding County schools. Served on the school board since in 1988. I got elected to the school board, so about 13.5 years. Ran for legislature in 2002. I've been proud to serve as your representative for the last 12 years. Paulding County's been good to me, and I want to serve Paulding County. My kids, I've got grandkids in Paulding County schools now. I want the best for them. I would like to see them graduate in another few years and find good jobs in Paulding County, not have to be like 76% of our citizens and drive somewhere else to find a job. And I'll give you a second or two now.
Thank you.
I saw the sign.
Mr. Bond, you have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is David Bond. I've been in Paulding County 3 years. Met my wife, who lives here. She's been here 14. She tells me I'm a damn Yankee because I came from the north and never went back. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I lived in Topeka, Kansas for junior high and high school years. However, I graduated from high school in Louisville, Kentucky. Did my undergrad at Ohio State. And my parents moved to Kennesaw, Georgia. My father said, live with them until I got a job. Got a job 3 weeks later in Kennesaw, Georgia. And I've been here for the last 25 years. I've lived in the Atlanta area, and I've been in the medical business pretty much my entire career. In marketing and product management, working such huge, enormous companies as United Health and Novartis. I originally got married 3 years ago, as I said. I became a first-time father at age 46. Some of you see my 2-year-old running around. So this is new to me, being a parent. But it also tells how important what we're doing is here at Paulding and the state of Georgia for the future of our children. They're going to be here as long as we're gone. Part of the reason I'm running is I truly believe, as what Teddy Roosevelt's mantra was, being a steward of the people, and I think that should be effectively factored in as a state representative, and that's why I'm running. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first question will be drawn by Representative Maxwell. All right, my first question, are you a member of the Paulding Chamber of Commerce?
I have been for a very long time. Been in business since this is my 30th year. And I think I probably been here out of time, I'm not sure.
Okay. Here's the question. Georgia has one of the lowest rates per capita nationally for investing in transportation infrastructure. How would you get the needed funds to maintain and improve transportation in the 17th district?
That is a very tough question. We talked about that transportation at the Chamber Tuesday. Transportation dollars in Georgia pretty much follows the sales tax, gasoline sales tax. That's where most of our dollars come from. Of course, you see the prices of gas go up lately. That has to be distributed statewide, not just coming in Paulding County. The funds, just not enough to go around and produce the jobs we need, the roads we need in the different counties to get people around. Now, we changed, 3 or 4 years ago, we changed the federal tax allocation. It used to be the 13 congressional districts, each got an equal split of the federal tax dollars that come down. Of course, people down in South Georgia, the areas where they're not as congested, they don't get as much money as the areas around 285, Metro Atlanta, and all that. We changed the split several years ago based on population or where the needs were going to be, instead of just sending it out on the per capita or dividing the funds by the 13 congressional districts. It'll all be how much we want to pay. How much do we want to pay to provide transportation? How much more taxes, or if there's more taxes we want to try to put into it. I think we need to grow jobs out here. I told you this the other day. We need to find a way to grow jobs and try not to build some new roads. We've got to work on 285. We've got to work on the interchange down at Fulton Industrial. We can't get to Atlanta. Once I get through that break at Fulton and 285, not doing interchange down there, I think God, I'm home free trying to get to Atlanta. It's going to be a tough answer. It's going to cost us money. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll bet.
Mr. Bond, you want to read the question again, or
I understand it.
Okay, one minute.
I agree with Representative Maxwell. One of the things you look at here in Paulding County is we have 44 subdivisions with incomplete roads or run-down roads. I think there's 62 miles of roads that also need to be fixed. Well, this will cost Paulding County alone $4 million. And when we have such our economy's not done that well, obviously, not only in Paulding County, but the state of Georgia. Unemployment's not done that well. We doubled our population here until the last 6-7 years. Part of the issue is we have a lower tax base now. It's hard to get this $4 million. One of the things I would suggest is that we're going to draw more businesses here. We need to bring in better roads. Better roads are bringing better businesses. We're going to have more people come to these subdivisions, and there'll be a higher tax base. Thank you.
First, actually, you have 1 minute if you want to provide a comment.
I'd like to make a comment. I want to tell our county transportation folks they've done a good job with the funds that they've been able to use. We put in the East Iron Parkway, they did that. We've opened the interchange of the Seven Hills Boulevard out to 92. When we do our transportation with our own folks, with our own money, we can get things done. When you have to wait on the state or the federal government to get involved, we know what happened with that lame, Illinois bad or something that showed a few years ago. I told some folks one time, we could be about it tastes like chicken. It was, I don't know why we had no more bad running around here we were worried about. But anyway, that held us up for a long time on trying to get the 92 project. We've been working on that project for 35 years, I think, in the state. But our folks take the tip dollars, they take the dollars that the state sends in, they match it with county funds, and they're able to build roads, and they're able to get the work done out here on a timely basis. Our county folks can get it done while we're waiting on the state and federal government.
Thank you. Mr. Bond. And of course, my first question to you, in case you didn't know, was, are you in the Paulding Chamber of Commerce?
No, not with a 3 hours drive there back off for I've worked out for 20 years. If I work in Paulding, I will.
Okay. Here's your question. Gun legislation is always a major issue in the legislature. Do you see any difference in the ability to regulate guns in public places versus on private property? In other words, where does someone's right to bear arms infringe on someone else's right to control their property or business? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Interesting, I am a big proponent of the Second Amendment. My father's at that time member of the NRA. He's actually on 100 safety courses for the last 40 years. He owns 60 guns. So I was brought up born and raised. In fact, my uncle was the president of Winchester Firearms for several years back in the late 70s. One of my issues with a lot of the legislation and the regulations seen with gun control now is the Second Amendment did not say the right to keep and bear arms as long as it's certified, as long as it's regulated. No, it said the right to keep and bear arms. We just passed the recent, basically carry all law yesterday, Governor Beal signed. I think it's a fantastic idea. Why? Two things. Number one, I don't see individuals who are law-abiding citizens carrying guns actually shooting other people. In fact, if I go to the airport and I see military people, I see policemen, I feel safe. I feel comfortable seeing these people with guns. I'm not breaking any laws. So why should I be concerned? Second, criminals do not obey gun-free zones. And what we're asking here for protecting private property, well, this is a gun-free zone. No, everyone has the right to keep their arms. The exclusion that would be convicted felons, and I think that is a legitimate, fair law. Other than that, anyone should have the ability to honor their Second Amendment rights. It was put in there so the government could not take those guns away, not under specific regulations. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Mr. Master, you have 1 minute.
Did you read the question? Yeah, make sure I'm try to answer the question.
Sure, glad to. Gun legislation is always a major issue in the legislature. Do you see any difference in the ability to regulate guns in public places versus on private property? In other words, where does someone's right to bear arms infringe on someone else's right to control their property or business?
Okay. The 12 years I've been in the legislature, I've had the opportunity to vote multiple times on Second Amendment rights legislation. I just get emails all the time. People say, please vote for this, vote for this gun bill, vote for this gun bill. Don't, vote for gun control. I tell us, you take my voting record, I've never voted for gun control. I'm prior military, I've got a basement full of weapons. I'm probably down to about 25,000 rounds now. I need to stock up on that. But to answer your question, if I've got a piece of property, if I have a business, and I tell my employees or my people, we really don't want to sit here, that's my personal property. That's my right to tell my employees whatever, what I want them to do, or people come on my property. Now we just opened up the gun bill we passed this year in certain public places. Churches are going to make a decision. They can decide if each congregation if they want to allow weapons in or out. Schools can make a determination if they want people.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Bond, you have 1 minute if you want to make another comment.
No, I can't disagree with anything he said. In fact, what Representative Maxwell said is very true. It's his personal right if he wants his people on his property to decide that. Some of you may think, well, property is not important to life. How many of you have a mortgage? You don't have to answer right now. I'm just trying to put out there. You get up at 5 in the morning, you get home at 7 at night to take care of your family. That's why you have a home. That's why you have a decent car. That's why you are there going to work today. And that's why you have a gun, to protect yourself, because that livelihood is important to each and every one of you. That's why we all work. We work for our family. We work for our future. That's why a gun's there. No, we shouldn't, we'll start shooting, ask questions later. But to have that preventative measure in the first place, that's what gun right is all about. That's why it shouldn't matter if it's in a private place or a public place. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we flip in terms of the closing from the opening remarks. So, Mr. Bond, you will be making the first closing statement, and you have 1 minute.
Thank you. I could take more on myself, that would be that. What I would say is, as a state representative, I truly believe in these group of people, as Ted Roosevelt said. Why is that important? You need to be informed of what's going on every day, every week, every month. I've already had about 200 people call me or email me since I started running, and you can ask any one of them. I respond probably within 2 hours. That's my rate. People call me on my phone, but some things I support, they don't support. I call them back. I be polite. I have email, and one of the things I propose, as a state representative, I'll have monthly town hall meetings. I'll have a monthly newsletter as well, which I will mail to you out of my own funds, or, if necessary, email to you, since that is easier. As through the people, I want to know what all of you want. If that means even against what I personally believe, I will support 50% plus what one person wants in my district. Thank you.
Congressman Baxter, you have 1 minute.
It's been a pleasure for me to serve the people of Paulding County and the citizens here for the last 12 years as your representative. I hope I've done you a good job. I ask you your vote, your support, to send it back down for another 2 years. It's not an easy task now. We're sitting down to make our decisions. Sometimes I have to make decisions that don't please some of the folks. But every time we push that button, there's only two choices. You got a red and a green button. We don't have a baby or a gray in between. We got to vote. Every time we vote yes, somebody else is going to be bad. Vote no, somebody else is going to be bad. I think I've done you well. I would ask you your support. I love Paulding County. My life's been here. My granddaddy spent his life here at the turn of the century. I want to see Paulding County progress. I want to see us go forward. And I want to be a part of it. And I want to be a part of it with you and the folks of Paulding County. I appreciate your support. May the 20th, and early voting starts next Monday, by the way. You can vote for me earlier. Thank you.
Let's give both these gentlemen a round of applause.